Hello and welcome to what is my first anniversary build, and I'm doing something a bit special. I've been off the internet recently, so I've had time to do a special build for my first birthday. Well, my channel's first birthday. It's going to be something unusual, and stick around, I think you'll enjoy it. Anyway, whilst I've been off as well, the internet, I've had time to do some sketching and keep my hand-eye coordination in. So I sketched the vehicle I'm going to be, well, let's just say code 3 in. For now, you'll see how it pans out. But yeah, just done freehand. Anyway, I also bought a lot of corgi cars. And I got a few unusual ones I wanted. This was like a gold-plated Studebaker Golden Hawk. And it'll probably end up normal colours, unless I can get it plated somewhere. I might look into seeing if I can get it replated. And also, there's a snack van. This may well end up as me Bob the Builder entry, because what would a sight be without a snack van close by? It's one opportunity anyway that I was thinking of. I've got plenty of others, but I saw it and I thought that's an idea. And another one that was one of two I saw that I really wanted the lot for is the Renault film car for the Tour de France. It has the same camera and figure on the rear as the corgi Comma van had, and also I spotted an original Batmobile with the golden brassy wheels with the bat in the middle. So I've got two now, but one's a later one, and I've got a sneaking suspicion, I've not checked yet, I've got a sneaking suspicion though, that later models were larger than the early one. It seems small by comparison. And just as an extra surprise, I had a 1960s Love Hearts wrapper folded up and put in the wheel well of Robin's side. So Robin must have been eating Love Hearts. It'd be an interesting story to know what happened, why it were there. Whether it was her sister teasing her brother, or a lad fancied a girl, or a girl fancied a lad. We'll never know. But it's a nice thing to find inside one. And anyway, here's my starting point. A rather battered and played with models of yesteryear, 1912 Rolls Royce. And I'll let you guess as to what it'll end up as, but we'll see as we go down the line. See when you pick it up what I'm up to. I think you'll pick it up too when I start stripping the other door on the vehicle, what I'm up to. But it does end up a nice little thing, and I think it'll be a video you'll enjoy sticking around till the end. But you can see, as usual on these, on this particular model it's nearly always missing the rear seat. So anyway, off we go. And the first thing is, as always, to drill the base off. And here I'm just drilling out the first parts of the rivets. Rivet. And there we go, with the engine compartment on. I'll only be using the grill anyway. That might be a clue as to where I'm heading. But I thought with my channel being called Pimp My Diecasts, I more often than not do restorations, but I do like customs, which was why I chose Pimp My Diecasts as a name, but I probably do them less than restorations. And here I am, I'm removing the grill from the bonnet section. Then the bonnet section ended up thrown on the scrap pile. I'll probably use it as weights for weighting down my keep net. Anyway, here's a donor vehicle. I wanted it for the wheels and one of the engines. It's pretty sad really, because it was in quite nice condition, but it's one of Corgi's less popular models. And where else would I get a V8 to that size? Anyway, here I am taking the wheels off the matchbox one, as you no doubt know where I'm heading now, and you've got a rough idea. I'm just using a jeweler's saw to take the wheels off there. You've got a rough idea where I'm heading. If you haven't by now, I'll have to be taking points off you for not listening in class. There we go, I'm removing the rear part of the roof section. And there oh no, not quite through, I am now, there's the roof gone. And there we are, sewing through the pillars. And there we are, gives a clue as to where I'm heading. It's got the wheels mocked up on it, the engine, and the bodywork. I don't want this part of the bucket either, so I sawed through that. Got rid of that, made it flat, well flattened it out. Took that off as well. And here I am making it levelled off on sandpaper. And here I'm making new axle tubes, because the old ones are too thick for what I want. I mounted tubes into the chassis, and then as you can see there, I cut down dressmaker's pins, because they just have a small enough head on to go with the super fast wheels. Then they sleeve into the copper tubes I used on the chassis. And here I'm putting threads into the body with me 2mm tap. Just threading that one won't really matter, because it'll be hidden in the bed by what'll be done later, because it's only a shallow screw. If you can see, I don't know whether you can see, it comes right through into the bed anyway, which won't matter, as I say. You won't be seeing that anyway on the finished article. And here, what I'm doing is just cutting off the rear part of the engine, because it was just a fraction on the large side, so I cut just a small part of the rear end off, just to fit it into where it was going, which it did not too bad. It was a pretty good fit really. As parts go, it went in quite snug. So we say, here we are, I'm still getting to grips with a razor saw, but if you do die casts and you do altering them, it is honestly, it's the best, it will be the best money you spent. They're a fantastic tool. I've only had it a short while and I already won't be around, won't want to work without it, And there we go. Basically just mocked up the wheels on it so far. And we're getting more and more to where I'm going with it. And as you might have guessed, Dragster Dave has a hand in this one. Here's a little tinker, he's getting a bang. And by Dragster Dave you may guess the colour. He has a penchant for a certain colour, shall we say. And here, if you look at the rear bucket, I've sanded off all the door linings and handles and everything to give a smooth bucket. Obviously you'll have guessed now that it's going to be a pick-up bed. It's one way to combat losing that back seat. And here we're having, as the saying goes, the caustic bath of doom. Yeah, right. Anyway, off we go, and the paint come off quite good. As Rob says, comment below if you've watched so far. 100% paint removal. Even though I don't think it was. If you've watched this far, comment 85% paint removal. And here we are coming to the end part of the caustic wearing out. But I'll leave it and let it do its thing. Here I'm going to be shoving in the toothbrush in a wee while. There we go, checking that paint's come off. And here I'm going over all the metal parts with a wire brush, should we say. Just getting any remnants of paint and oxidisation off. And there I was polishing the boxes, etc. And here I'm gluing the axle tubes in. I'm gluing them in with it lay on its back so they glue into the same place. Glue in nice and level. And here I'm chucking some paint on. As you can see, it's Dragster Dave's trademark blue. I tried doing it a two-tone blue with the cellulose paint I had and some green stuff world ink, body ink colour on the body. And it's taking some time getting used to these green stuff world inks. I think, to be honest, it's better not putting any thinner in with it. I think you're better off just spraying them neat, because putting thinners in etc seems to affect them. Unless I've just not found the right thinner, I've just used water and Tamiya thinner, they might respond better to a normal thinner. And here I'm just screwing parts together. I'm not fully assembling it as yet, because as you can see the seat's been left down. I'm just looking how it looks. There we are, seat in place. I think that was, I super glued it in position. And to be honest, I super glued the roof on as well, because they were only very fine rivets that held it on, and there were nowhere you could put a screw on, so. And there I'm screwing in the windscreen surround and bulkhead, or firewall, whatever you want to call it. It'd be a firewall, I guess, on a rod. And here I'm also spraying with my lacquer, spraying the wheels, so it makes them look a lot newer, a lot better. Doesn't need a lot, just enough to refresh them. I didn't even bother going over with the chrome pen for that one. The Molotov chrome pen. Holy shit, I remembered the name of it. Anyway, there we are, screwing the engine in. Also, for the engine, so it fit right on the chassis, I filed down some of the chassis moulding, so it fit nice and snug and looks good. And here, what I'm doing is cutting little pieces out of the axle tubing just halfway through, so you have an hole into the inside, so you can drop some super glue in and it'll grip the pin by capillary action down the shaft and not make your wheels clam up. Quite a clever method, I've seen some use and it works well. I'll be using it for a few, now I know the technique. It does honestly make a far better axle and wheel than some methods when you use on smaller 1/64th cars. Just for that little bit of attention, it works terrific. And it widens your scope for wheels you can use as well. And here I'm just dropping the super glue into them grooves to attach the wheels. As I said, it's a cracking method. Oh, but there I'm just spraying it with Zip Kicker so it dries faster. And there we are, the rear wheels are in position. Looking mighty fine up to now. And here's the blub 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 blub. And here we have the front end, minus a grille cover. And looking at it from the side, there's a little spot in the paintwork. Really annoyed me, so that got... I made a load of my own decals and I thought a Valvoline sticker would be appropriate, so it got a Valvoline over that little patch. And there I was polishing the extra tank I put in it, extra fuel tank. Here I'm taking the post off that attached it to Thomas Flyer, I think it was, I got it off. The models of yesteryear. And there it is in position. And here I'm cutting out a piece for the rear bed. A sort of cover for it, if you will. Again, the jeweller's sword, there you are, snapped a blade. You'll do it. Fantastic tool, but you will snap a few blades here and there. Because they are delicate things. Not as delicate as a lot of people nowadays, but delicate nonetheless. And there we go, fitted into position. Worked out the areas I want to cut out for going round the tank and into the recesses. I started off with jeweller's saw, but I found the Dremel cutting disc to be better for this particular action. It's like that, it's horses for courses, I suppose. Which one's better? But it was quicker and it. I also used it to trim down to my marked lines on the side. Then once that were done, once it got to edge, I sanded it, then put my polishing head on the Dremel and polished the edges. there we go, it's in position. Once I got it all how I wanted it, it was glued on. So it was ready for this trick. I bought some matches from the art shop I usually go in. I keep forgetting the name of that. They sell books and art supplies, but they also sell matchsticks for matchstick modelling. Anyway, here's the point where we started. In reality, it weren't too bad a model's the SDA model, but it's lost its grille and it's lost its back seat, and I had another one that had the grille but had nonetheless lost the back seat, so that donated the grille. But here's where we finished, and Dragster Dave's proud Rolls Royce show rod, looking rather nice in his blue colour he likes to use. Obviously Dragster Dave's favourite colour is blue, but I hope it was quite a special build for you for my first anniversary. If you've enjoyed watching, by all means subscribe, it'd be fantastic if you did. And even better if you press the bell icon for notifications. And a huge shout out and a thank you to all my subscribers, and huge credit to the other Beefeaters members I'm involved with, which is Juan, Paul, Martin, bloody hell, George, and the channels such as Matchbox Resurrection, Diecast Salvage, flipping heck, I'm terrible at remembering stuff, Midlife Models, Martin Does Restoration. I think I've just about covered them all there, but if you look on for the Beefeaters build, they're on there. Thank you very much, and bye for now. See you later.